What did I do there? Oh, uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Awesome. Okay, well, so let's work over here, I guess. Um... Oh, okay, I hate that sound always. What is that? Oh, yeah. It's, always the annoying sound of the program. This will be a nice little port, I think. I can put that in here. Perfect. So there's probably gonna be a port here. I'm debating on the idea of, so essentially this is gonna be Mirth. How do I'll wait for someone just to get into what I'm just gonna let it go. Kinda like that. It looks alright. Whoops.
It's a miracle.
Oh my gosh, I was like, who is this? Hello. How's it
You're just
going?
sitting in general all alone.
What?
You're just sitting in general all alone.
Well, I mean, you were sitting and sleeping all alone, so
I mean, yeah, I was sleeping.
I was in there with me and Sarah had like a full conversation in there. So
That's why I turned my volume all the way down.
yeah. So I was like, I probably should just leave in case someone else comes in here. Let's like have another phone conversation.
I went to sleep at like 4:30.
Damn, it's not too bad.
That's not too bad.
It's not too bad. For a day of school.
I underestimated my homework.
I think. Well, I mean, you did do it really late.
But I got off on VR chat at like 10:15. I didn't go to bed until 6 hours later.
Damn, pretty late. It's pretty late, dog.
It really is.
Oh, I should also inform I'm also streaming, by the way.
Who?
Hmm?
Stream?
Yeah, I'm streaming, by the way.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
What are you streaming?
Literally, I'm making a map, so don't mind me.
On VR chat?
No, on a program called Wonder Draft. Oh, and hello. Sorry about that, sir. I'm sorry I did not see you there. Yeah, no. I'm making a map for my D&D campaign, so Wonder Draft's like a very nice program to use.
That sounds really complicated for someone
Uh,
with a small brain like me.
it is not too complicated. It's, you know, it's not bad at all. D&D's a really good game. I always suggest people try to, you know, play it if they get the chance.
I would play it, but I don't have friends.
Oof, rough, bro.
Yeah, it kind of prevents me from playing D&D.
Yeah. I mean, you can just find a group online, too.
Yeah, but then I don't know them.
Yeah, well, you know, that's how you grow to know new people, you know?
Nah, too much work.
Everyone you know, you didn't know at the beginning.
Whoa, that's deep, bro.
Whoa, bro.
It's so deep. How do you do that?
There you go. That looks pretty good. That was a very satisfying crack. I didn't want to mention it at first, so I'm gonna have to. That was on point.
I feel like I annoy people with my knuckle crack.
I love it. That's a very satisfying sound.
For me, it's more of the feeling than the sound.
It's a very satisfying feeling, that is for sure.
Some people get so grossed out by it.
Does that look too ridiculous? It looks a little too ridiculous.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. How is it too ridiculous?
Well, I'm trying to make my maps look somewhat realistic.
Disgusting.
Like, I do have real-world geography trying to go on in some areas of the world. What are you
What's
snickering at?
Of North America.
What? What are you asking me? Huh?
What's the southernmost country in North America?
Well, that depends on if you consider Costa Rica's island of the Cocos as part of North America. Now, it isn't a volcanic eruption off the coast of the North American and South American plates, so it's more considered an individual, like, island than part of the national continent, I would recommend. D&D is a fun game, and one second.
Trees.
Assassins, yeah, bloom section, wizard with 15 bases, still can't see. Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna lie with you, dude. For my campaigns, I reworked Dark Vision. I think, I have it, like, tiered off, so, like, elves can, like, see in, like, dark with moonlight. If there's no, like, moonlight, they can't see. While dwarves, on the other hand, take, like, a more of a con to, like, being able to fight during the day, but they can, like, use vibrational sense, while under, like, you know, the complete darkness of caves. That's kind of how I have it set up. I don't really think the 5e system
like
does.
The location.
Yeah. Like, it's just, like, how light would affect. Because, like, an animal being able to see at night is different than an animal that sees in, like, a cave, or an animal that would see at the bottom of the ocean where there is never light, right? It's those animals do rely on usually some light of this moon's reflection. off the, to be able to see. And that's why I kind of merged that a little bit in my like world for 5e. Because it's like theirs is just like everything can see at night essentially except humans, which just feels bad. Yeah, basically just give them tremor sense.
Tremor sense.
And I think it just works really well. Now my dwarfs work differently too in my world, so essentially, like I try to rework the whole mentality of why dwarves go and into mines and like search for precious metals and build great things. And it's essentially in my version they have to like find a soul infused material like of the world, like magically infused material like for steel and gold, and that then elevates their social status in the dwarven communities and society. So like the reason all of them fucking look for like gold and jewels and gems is because they require it to like actually progress in their like social structure.
Social caste. You made social caste in your D&D world.
Yeah, that's how you make it feel good, you gotta make these things feel real. Like societies have rules, right? Like that's what we know. Well, it's true. You've never been to any. There's no culture on this world where it's like we just don't have rules here. Like
maybe some weird dystopia.
no, but even then, that's like tribalism still has rules, right? Like it's like you do things with the tribe. There are things you can't do in the tribe. Just how it is.
True.
Oh, whoopsies. But yeah, using I think having that, I like to kind of twist how I like the elves and all that will work usually. So my elves also are different where they're born of actual trees. Like there are these grand majestic trees where
What the hell?
they are born from, and essentially there's yeah. And like there's like souls kind of like live and die and like they go back to the roots. Like your corpse rots and goes into the earth, and through the earth your soul goes back to the tree and you're rebirthed in a new form.
I hope that's how it goes in real life.
Well, you can just become an elf. But yeah, that's kind of how I have elves set up, and I think that's a cool kind of like little turn on why elves are so linked to the forest is because they are the forest. In some sense, they are of its own root.
That is so much work to think about.
I don't know. I don't think it is,
You
honestly.
really think?
I just think it's cool to kind of make a cool fake world for some reason, It's like I could live here. This place has enough rules. It like seems legitimate. Like it's just enough detail where it's not too much, but I'm thinking about putting in maybe another port here, and that would be like because like. You have to remember when you're making maps, ports are always faced under protection of storm. So, like, for instance, you'll never build a port like here because essentially you're just going to be hit by the ocean all the time, right? Can't do that. So you got to build your ports, like, under the, like, building one here would be okay because kind of that's, like, the idea of why I put this here as an idea is that this stops the ocean current and breaks it. Allowing for ships to be safely stored, and also for the town and all the people on the land to be, safe from storm as well. Because when you have all those boats near people and you have them going on the land, not a good idea. So you got to make sure you have like some natural defenses from not like the weather.
Dude, you should be an architect or some shit.
I mean, that's not really how I don't think that's how architects work, but
maybe they are. How do you know?
I thought architects just build buildings, and it's more about like structural like integrity. If anything, it's more of an environmentalist, I guess, because I would know where to put a port. And be like, you can't put it there. That's not good for the environment. Also, it's gonna break apart and be really bad. Well, that's a.
Environmentalist.
I'm pretty
I feel
big.
like you'd only be that if you're a masochist.
I like the environment a lot. Okay, so here's my big old map, guys. I don't know if I'm ever like fully scaled out. So, this is an 8K file. So it's actually gonna be like when you export, it's gonna be an 8K file, and I formed the world based around a simulation of tectonic plates. So I think it's kind of cool how it turned out. I like the look of it. So this was all originally like one continent. This broke off up there to the north, obviously. This was originally, it actually caved in on itself due to tectonics like kind of getting too far apart, and they couldn't support the land above. And it was essentially caved on itself, which then the oceans caved in, and then essentially caused the coast to break apart like this. As the tectonics, the plates obviously continue to shift apart.
You think so much.
Alright, so you gotta build. You just gotta build little points. That's all, little points.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go back the fuck to sleep.
That's acceptable.
So, I'll catch you on the flip side, Trent.
Yeah, for sure. I'll see you later.
Send me your stream so I can follow you.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that later.
Alright, goodbye.
Okay, yeah, see you later. Okay. Sorry if you guys didn't like that. You like that song. My apologies if you did, but I was just not feeling it. But so essentially, what this is all for. I'm just gonna take a little break. May as well talk about this. This helps me kind of figure out my own kind of thought process and how I'm gonna continue making the world. Kind of got its basis turned out, and now we're gonna start like actually coloring it in. I think, and making it look actually pretty. But we're gonna need story reasons. We're gonna need environmental reasons of why a lot of this stuff's happening. So I'm gonna be doing. I do a lot of research as I just build these. I always forget how mountains. I like kind of have to figure out where my mountains are gonna go. So I'm gonna probably research some of that. Other than that, I'm just, may as well just kind of run you guys through what's kind of happening in the world, because you guys don't know, and, that'll help me just kind of kickstart my own ideas. So essentially, the world was called Ophin Prime. It was originally one ginormous world, one energy, one almighty force. Ophin created his world, his plane. Well, Ophin's, I shouldn't say his, it's its world, its plane. And in doing so, Ophin wished to create something more in its own image, a being that could reflect its own. In doing so, Ophin didn't understand the qualities of being a parent yet, and his children were born but not raised. So these children became unruly, would not follow orders or command or any of that, and ultimately seeked Ophin's power. In the collapse of Ophin, the children were trying to take from his power to their own. This unfortunately didn't go as planned, and Ophin was ripped into 97 shards. Each of these individual shards became a world with its own deity or deities within it. It became the oceans, the fire, the flames, each one an independent universe with its independent time and space. These would be the 97 shards. there was also an event called the Merging. Now, when the merging takes place, these 97 shards can sometimes be intertwined with each other. Think it's kind of like, think of atoms going around, like, you know, the classic atomic bomb symbol, right? Going around the nucleus, and sometimes they hit each other. When they hit each other, it's called a merging. And what that means is two of the shards, one will essentially absorb the other. This is caused because Ophin's Prime's energy is wishing to become one again. Every single time a merging happens, it goes. The 97 shards go down to 1 prime as a prime factor, like the numbers. So I believe the next one's 92 after 97, and then it continues going down. Now the most memorable. There we go. Numbers 7 for prime, so that's usually the one most people remember. A prime number is 7, so it's those. So right now I'm working on the world of Mirth. Mirth's god was killed long ago. Much like typical like D&D settings, humans existed. They worshipped the gods, the god in this case. But over time, the humans learned of Ophin's story. This god told them of essentially who Ophin could have been, what Ophin's power might be, and what it is. And essentially, the humans of this world took that information and used it to kill their own god and take its power and make it their own. They didn't like the idea of being ruling, even though they had their ability to rule themselves. And in doing so, they became their own gods. They are beings from this new civilization of a god awoken are now emerging into a different shard. They've found out ways that when you get close enough, you can actually jump from one shard to another. Temporarily. Of course, there's only a certain amount of time that you could stay between those. Except for special cases. That it's called the Forgotten Shard. I'll get into that way later. But that's something else. So, essentially, the main party that's going through the campaign right now is going to meet a being in their world from this world. And he's going to kind of bring, he's like a scout, essentially. A scout to see how strong this world is, because they know what, like, mergings are. The players have only been told these are called the games, because in their world, the god Rayla elects heroes in the games she sends them off to, and then like hopefully she doesn't, you know, she's essentially making heroes and sending them on these quests. She like actually constructs like stories, so it's very like in itself on the first campaign, but she's intentionally making them heroes and making them powerful because she's getting ready for another merging. But the party doesn't know that until they're gonna probably lose their world and come here to the world of Mirth, where the value, like essentially, now they will have to take a side. We're in the city of Mirth, where the Godwoken will make you a god upon reaching level 20. They like, you know, the level system might not exist, you know, but like upon reaching that power scale, you would become a Godwoken, and they would put you through a ceremony to give you part of the original, like part of their shard, as your own. They only have so many of these, so obviously they're not gonna have like an infinite amount. But let's be honest, there's not too many level 20 people walking around, so they don't have to worry about that. But yeah, that's basically what we kind of have. So, essentially, there was only humans from Mirth. Mirth doesn't have any other races. It was only one race, and they became this. I think I talked a little bit about the Forgotten Shard, but we can talk about that later. I don't think that's actually too important yet to talk about for you guys as like an audience to know what's kind of happening. But if you ever have any thoughts or interests or something you want to pitch in to kind of either help develop the story or help develop a world, you think a river system that looks kind of odd or whatever, please feel free to put in any criticisms or remarks or whatever that you wish. Other than that, I'm gonna clean up this a little bit, just, you know, to make this look a little nicer. That's fine, that's fine. Don't like those there. That needs to go, that wouldn't exist. That's fine, that one probably needs to go. Okay. So I'm really just doing the coastline. I think that's the easiest way to do it. So there's probably, so like once again, we're talking about ports. So, what are you using to make this? I am using a program called WonderDraft. It's WonderDraft. It's like a really good program. They have two versions. There's one called WonderDraft and one called Dungeon Draft. I'll actually, I don't need to pull up Dungeon Draft. Never mind. And one is to build like world maps such as this. So I'm using this right now. I'll scroll out there for you so you can see what it kind of looks like. And this does things, for instance, like I have all my brushes here, so I can, you know, you can do like forests, and then you can do like, oh, we have some dry like deserts, kind of like the red sands, for instance, and then you fill it all in, and you can put like buildings and stuff all over it. It's a very well put together application for making maps effectively. I would highly recommend. So I like to... They don't do it this way. I like to put all my... I'll work on this, because, you know what, I'm kind of feeling happy with this. I'm kind of feeling like putting... Just trying to scale this kind of how it would be. I think it would be set in the campaign, right? So... I think that looks pretty nice. So that's a good scale. Just to, what I do is I make an 8K file, and then they go in close, and then we kind of work on actually making a legitimate looking area, and then we slowly scale it out. We do chunk by chunk. Yeah. So I like to start with mountains for the most part, just because it's depending on how you're gonna go about making your world. You have two options here. You can go more down the route of just be fantasy and just magic is whatever, and it does whatever it wants. It's magic. Who cares? And then you don't have to really worry about how things look, you know, as a whole. But I like to kind of take it from like more of a geography standpoint, at least at the base level, where it's okay. So why does the world look the way it is? And that's because of tectonic plates and the way they shift. So I actually used another program, which they are out there, to simulate tectonic plates shifting apart. Very useful. So and then it kind of gives you a real looking world that doesn't exist, right? Which is amazing just for a sample for making a fantasy environment on. From there on, you just kind of like learn a little bits about geography, like why, like how mountains are formed. You know, it's just once again to talk on like plates pushing against each other and causing the ground underneath to go upwards. And also how mountains affect the world around it. Now, usually in mountains you'll find that on one side it's very luscious and rich. This is because all the hot air is there, and it can kind of come in, oxygenate everything, like the plants and all that. But then it goes up the mountain, becomes cool air, and then because of that, it's kind of hard for things to survive on the other side in colder environments. So there's a lot of cool air usually on one side of a mountain. And that's why if you look at a lot of, if you go like on Google and stuff, you can see a lot of different, like on Google Earth, sorry, my bad. I'm just kind of stumbling over my words right now for some reason. If you go on Google Earth, you can look at mountains. You'll kind of see on one side it's a little more barren. It might be just simple grasslands, while there'll be more like trees and foliage on another side. This all depends on what side the wind's coming at the mountain from, of course. And that's why deserts are usually always by mountains. And I believe deserts are by mountains, so I'm not right. I'm not sure there are any deserts not by mountains, but I could be wrong on that. Okay, so I'm just trying to think of... now, what I would love to get is more... Now, am I on theme? Okay, I thought I was. I was not on the theme I like to use. Apply. Okay, I was like, what is that? Is it putting me on the wrong one? I hate when this happens. One sec. Okay, no, it's putting me on the right one there. There we go. Okay. Pastel Pro. Very glowy. It's got a very big glow to the That's the issue with that one. Go to theme. And you can change how the water looks and everything like that as well. And I might do that later. I do like the nice bright and vibrant world, which I think could be part of Mirth. Mirth's kind of a world that's been conquered and overcome by humans, so they've kind of neutralized it. It's actually very peaceful for Mirth. Mirth doesn't really have war and has uprisings of some monsters, but like that's it. Yeah, you know what, guys? I'll just be right back for just 1 second here. I'm just gonna get fill up my water here just because I'm a little thirsty. Never mind, my water's already full. I must have done it at some point today. Yeah. Huh. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, I just need to get a nice drink of water there. Whew. Okay, so. Okay, so what do we have? Ooh, nice black there. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to, we're gonna say, This place is kind of grinding in that. And even like, we could even make it like bigger. I'm okay just making it bigger. Like, let's really get in here. And just like really break this thing up here. I think that's fine. And we'll kind of come in here too, and else break it up a little bit more. There we go. That looks a little more natural. Now we're just gonna, instead of making it look like a bridge, more so. Alright, that's where you kind of go like this, and then you go like that, and you offset it. You see, you just offset it like that, and now that looks like a natural land formation. Now, you know, obviously we're gonna need to like fix this up a little bit and make this look a little more normal, kind of look a little better. I find if you go in nice and small like this, you can make it look like these natural looking bays look a little more just natural. Now I'm gonna probably fill this in actually here. I don't want it to look that. There we go. That's not too bad. That's much better. I didn't like how sharp it was. Just look a little too weird to me. That doesn't look bad though. I like that. I like that. I think that makes a lot of sense. Sec, what song is this? Okay, so let's start here. Okay, lay paths, symbols, mountains. What mountains do I like here? When you look at like from here, it won't look like anything. You'd have to go in so far. Everything's gonna be on like 30 to 25. Like a giant thing that's like that 100 something like visible from like space. There are very few things visible from space. Bum, bum. Do one next here. You know, I think I might just go like this. What was I using here? Oh, these ones. There we go. Let's just no. And then we just kind of have a simple line here, and then we kind of. Actually, one sec. So I'm giving. I just need to figure out coastal videos. Mountain rain. Okay, I see. Okay, so I'm right. Okay, I'm just making sure I'm not being super dumb here. There we go. They there we go. There you go. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, we kind of have that, so. let's just water brush. Gonna have what's this look like? Oh, as our hole? Okay, one sec. So that's what we're kind as we scroll out completely. That's what we're dealing with. So I'm really actually in very early on in what this is going to be like. Now, of course, some stuff like this I'm gonna have to retouch. I don't like corners of some of this stuff. Like this corner up here, I think's. One sec, I'll use a land tool. This corner up here I find's a little rough. So I'm gonna need to work on that. I just don't like the way it looks. This isn't done here. These are all hard lines. I still need to correct this. I'm gonna work on this later. Right now, the main continent I have been kind of working on is this one. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Is if I can usually used to get it. There, that's nice. Overall image for you though. But yes, that is what we're working on currently. I'm just about to start painting, I think. So that's kind of what I am looking at. A variant. Yes, thank you. So what I try to do is I use like a tectonic plate simulator and kind of see where the plates are going and how they're separating. And so essentially on this one, what happened is we kind of had this area. This area broke off first from like one larger landmass, and I think that's pretty apparent. You can obviously tell that this was obviously one part here. Due to that, there was a lot of caving in of the land above as the plates weren't able to support the land above, which caused a crater to essentially form in this corner here, which obviously was overtaken by sea. The same thing of the tectonic plates pushing against and separating over time caused landfalls to happen in the center area, which then started as a small ocean, which then, with the assistance of the tectonic plates and the ocean currents, caused it to envelop outwards more like this. Pushing everything kind of outwards from the center. Rather, kind of the same thing that kind of happened with Pangea, but ours is more offset to like the top left. But yeah. And other than that, then you just kind of play with it, right? Like I kind of cut out this. I kind of wanted to segregate the landmass that was like broken off from this main continent here. I'm going to play something up here a little bit. I think, you know, we're going to have our high mountains, so I'll probably spiral out a little more and kind of work on it, but, you don't want to keep it, you don't want to make it too wild looking too, because once it gets too wild looking, you kind of loses, a realism to it almost, sometimes, a little bit. But you still want to make it, you know, fantasy, a fantastical world, so that's acceptable. But we're just going to work here, so... Just trying to think what I would do for my grass. Maybe I'm going to start with some rock here. I'm trying to see where I can go for a rock in terms of shape. That dinging, by the way, that's going to happen every once in a while. That's unfortunately just how... Oh, I don't like that rock too much. That rock's not too bad, though. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, using Incarnate, and my maps look very cartoon maps in my opinion. For some artists that make beautiful... Yeah, so like here's the big thing I like. Now I don't know Incarnate if it has this, and I can do this really easily, is these have themes, so you can actually download a whole bunch of themes. I have some of these are most of these are just included. The Avoro ones are you can just download for free. They're really good. But like, let's say you want to do your particular, it's gonna be a lush like there's like magical forest. So you can like you'll do magical forest, apply, and then it gives you different like theme sets. Now we're kind of dealing with it can sometimes change how the oceans work, but now we're dealing like it can give you nice. Now we're dealing with like some real majestic looking trees, and you can do mountains of pink and stuff. So like you actually get a lot of themes. I really am a fan of this Avoro the 5.0. It's just I think a really good set he makes. And you see there's a little bit of difference there. Especially with the water. This one has a very bright water system, which all of that you can change, right? Coastline color, landmass outline color, it's all you have how it works. Avoro ground, mild. Honestly, and then you have a whole bunch of options for how you want to make it, you know, how you want to kind of make it look. That's like Underdarks. If you're doing specifically a campaign where it's a cave system, which I forgot about this, I should use this. This is really good for a cave system. Of how to make that. I always forgot I had that. I don't like Avoro C. I like Warren a little bit more. I think it just looks nicer color-wise. And I might make these oceans a little darker afterwards. And one thing I do wish you could do is, and you might be able to, is actually color the water so it kind of have different distinguished ocean. But let's see. I don't know about Incarnate, but this is just a one-time payment, which I also appreciate. It's like 24, 35 bucks between that range. It's not very expensive. One-time purchase. I don't mind that. It also has things like continent stuff for you. A card can do that, I think. It's been a while since I was making my worlds map. Well, that's good. As long as it supports that, then all you have to do is find a good theme pack to kind of get more of a, if you want to do less cartoonish. Because that's where I find really the magic is. Where was I? Okay, so I was on... I want to do brush. Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for the follow so much. Cool. So now, let's see. I want to... No, we'll do that. So we're gonna kind of have on this here. What I do is I kind of distinguish what side I'm gonna have as my. Most of the times, on one side of a mountain will be a lot more barren, so we'll do that. And then we'll kind of have a nice grass on this side, right? And this will just create a nice distinction between which side is the luscious side, and which side will look a little more. And we'll redo these mountains after, of course, because we'll also have to recolor these. I kind of want more of a lush though. What a good song for this. We're in the mountains. Oh. Now I just don't usually put this on too full. I find if you get this too and don't worry, I'll come back along the coastline here and make it a little less ridiculous. See, that like it looks like, you know, you see what I'm saying? You can see a little bit. Now obviously this is like on the right side. We're gonna need to look, because it's not gonna be grass. It's not horrible, but it's just not the same. So we're gonna just a little bit of grass. I'm just gonna put this way down. And then I might need to dial back the other side for sure. And then no, I'll redo the mountains, don't worry, those will be redone. I think I'll do those at the end, probably. Because they're kinda, and then I want to darken this up, because it's still part of the same area, so we don't want to make it look too... I'll just keep on working on that. Because I don't like, that's looking a little sickly. I don't want to look sickly as much as it's just a little less vegetation on that side. There we go. See here. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying here. Yeah, so like, so you're applying greenhouse effect properly. Well, I'm just trying to like, trying to make, so like usually just how mountains will work, right, is that you have one side, like the hot air comes in and it goes up the mountainside, so then it becomes cool air and then dips back on the other side. And as we know, it's harder for things to grow in cooler environments than it is in hotter environments. So usually how mountains will work is you'll see one side is usually a little more lush because of that hot air, and the other side will tend to be a little more grassland. Also things like trees, right? Trees, it's harder for trees to grow on the east side because the mountains are in the way taking the light, right? So you'll usually see that sometimes happen, but then on top of mountains you can see a lot of trees, obviously because the light up there is perfect. As long as they can take root and it's not just pure rock up there. Depends what kind of mountains you're on top, you know. There's soil underneath you or if it's just rock. These I'll probably be going with more of a rock feel, so we won't have these mountaintop, like, you know, they'll obviously be on lower areas of the mountains, but they're very, you know, it'll be very tippy-top rocky type situation here. But yes, it's gonna be some very lush grasslands. Yeah, and then we'll have, exactly. We'll have like, so I'm just trying to figure out what I want for big plains here. Alright, and like, see, I think that looks like, you know, we're gonna have nice plains and forests, and I think that's just a nice color we're gonna go with here. And then we'll fill this in. I think I'm just gonna do a nice opacity up here, just because we are pretty comfortable and a nice big patch of this right here. It's a nice big area. We know and I'll stop right there because we're probably gonna get a nice mountain range kind of coming up here again, I would assume, dipping down into another kind of barren area. Kind of where we are. Oh, thank you so much, sir. Thank you for hosting me. Thank you so much. Where was I? Sorry. Thank you for coming by the stream. But so essentially what we're gonna do is, this is kind of located It's hard to say. So I'm going to say, like, United States roughly is right here in terms of if we're going to compare to this world to ours. So we kind of have United States down here. So we're actually getting pretty tropical in this area. So I might brighten this up a little more. And then again, rainforests can look those really dark, deep dark green too. We also don't have to necessarily have the same foliage, Just because this is in the South American tropics, doesn't mean we know South America doesn't look like Asia. So we can do stuff here. But I'm gonna start with this. I'm really thinking we're gonna have a lot of green forests, a lot of unkempt land here. Civilizations are probably most likely, those are going to need to be fixed, those poopy looking mountains, but we'll fix those later, guys. We're kind of having some, like, civilizations are probably going to stay for the most part around here. We're going to have a lot of civilizations probably in this little area. We have a nice, access to ocean to fish here, access to ocean to fish here. Tons of probably like forest around here. You have the mountains, which are gonna probably are natural formations of rivers, right? The rain's gonna pour. It's gonna collect downwards. It's gonna be drifting towards the ocean most likely. So we're gonna have you can have some mountains in here. Kind of have some rivers going outwards. I'm trying to figure out where we're good. Usually rivers don't separate that many times, right? Water just likes to take the least path of resistance. Which doesn't, you can use that though to your advantage, where instance, let's say we're having a river and it's just flowing this way, there could be a flood, and the flood could then just detour the river to flow a completely different way. And then that old way then dries up over time. You'll see that with a lot of maps around like river areas where it seems to break up more. I know like where my area of Canada is, you get a lot of that. You see a lot of old river systems that used to be used that have just dried up over time. But I'm just trying to think what we're gonna do here. I'm just gonna fill this in, and then I will then break off and actually do the coast to make the coast look different as well. I'm just thinking. Some more Flynn. Okay, that's pretty lush there. So I want, what if that? How does this look? One sec. Uh-huh. Just trying to see what I'm looking. So that's like this looks like a very sickly grass. So we're gonna kinda, one sec. I'm just gonna use some references here. Just gonna looking at South America here. I just want to kind of make sure I know what South America looks like first off. I'm just making sure that. Now let's see. South America. Okay, so Chile. Okay. So we're actually, okay, so very dense forest South America, but it looks like in Chile, the Chile mountains, right? Yeah, so the Chile mountains in South America you are definitely go down there, causing the eastern side to be, a nice kind of lush. It's definitely very rocky, though, for sure. So, interesting. very rocky, rock mixing with... One sec, now you just... See, using Google Maps, guys, easiest thing to make maps now, honestly. You get Google Maps, you not only have... satellite views of everything, you also have the roadside view of most places. So you actually get a pretty good idea. So yeah, like, so all of this, very flat, very completely flat. If we're looking... One sec, I just wanna... So it's very flat coming out of here. Then if we go over here... Yeah, we have our mountains over there. So maybe we could have some mountains kind of pass. Yeah, have some mountains kind of come from this way. That's what I'm thinking. Kind of have the mountains go like this, because we kind of have the mountains coming up here, so we could say that, like, we can even say that, like, this line right here, that would be, like, another plate. It could be the remnants of a plate, still pushing against this, causing a nice kind of mountain line to extend down here. Using that, kind of forming it in here, and then this would just be a nice, like, a barren, like a desert, like, you know, very desert grasslands, very... thin cacti, probably a lot of areas, using kind of like just want like an almost dead grass. I want like something super dead though. Like a really mute grass. Like that. Right? And this is like a really mute grass. We'll kind of throw in some of that in there. Just a little bit of that. And then I'll fix this up later. I'm just kind of giving my idea of what I want here. And this will be, you know, very, very flat plains. And that would kind of work with this mountain system. And then this would be very lush. It'd be trapping a lot of good air. Very big, thick foliage. And then it could even... And that's gonna be there. Okay, I'm just trying to think here again. Just gonna look at this side here now. It's like nothing over there. Okay, interesting. You used to have the mountains. It's kind of holding you in, okay. And then they come out here. Okay, so we're I'm gonna put some more mountains down. So I'm definitely gonna have like stuff like over here. It's probably even gonna stretch in a little like this. Where does it end? It like ends. I might have to get rid of some of these. One sec. Those will have to go. Those can stay. Those can definitely stay. make that kind of. There we go. Just making sure that makes sense as a mountain range. Okay, now, okay, so it wouldn't hurt to have the mountain range go. It can literally go from like tip to tip when you think about it. Start down here, so it could even start down here. I think I might make it start down here, to be honest with you. We can start down here, kind of goes up, climbs up, and we'll work on this as we go. It could go up here, it could even then start, and we could like have it just like come over here and then up over here, and then all of this would be like the kind of like up like that. Oh, hello, Sarah.
Hello. I completely agree with your statement.
Yeah, I'm streaming, by the way.
You're streaming?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can they hear me?
Yes.
Where are you streaming?
Because I started making my maps, and I'm like, hey, I may as well stream my maps. It's always fun. I find people enjoy watching.
What's your Twitch called, Trent?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna give you that information.
Why?
I mean, you can get it. It's just through my Discord.
Wow. Wow. I heard myself. Okay, there we go. Let me mute it, because I can hear you anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been... Oh, no. Feel a little Charmander?
Oh, that's really cute. So there's like mountains. So okay, those are mountains.
Yeah, those are mountains. Yes, yes.
Cool. Uh-huh.
So we have a mountain. So we essentially have a mountain stretching. It's gonna be going up like essentially. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should stretch like this and then down like this. I'm not sure. I'm kind of confused because this doesn't look right to me.
That's kind of a lot.
It is, but I mean, when you think about it. It's like, it's only one mountain line. There's actually mountain, and I'm just trying, it just doesn't look like a natural mountain line to me. So I might get rid of the idea of making it like this and make it follow.
I feel like you should
like
make,
that.
like, not just, obviously it's like, yeah, a mountain line, I get that. But I mean, you don't have to have it as a set line. You could also have like a group of mountains, like, around it as well, like you'd have islands basically.
Yeah, I just got to make sure I know where the lines are going, because like mountains are formed in like sets, right? Like there will be like strays like over here and here,
Yeah.
but I always had those last. I just want to make sure like the line like as it would like follow like so like for our world, like North America to South America on the west coast is like almost all mountains from like north to south.
Yeah.
So they stretch.
I mean, that does stretch up quite a lot though. I feel like maybe, I don't know like what you're thinking about, but you know how it stretches up into that piece of land that you haven't yet textured?
Yeah.
I think that's too far.
I don't know, because this is like gonna be like the size of roughly Earth. So like this is the United States area. That's like South America down here, right?
Yeah.
And like
those are like kind of like different like continents basically, right?
yeah, but
I don't
still,
know. I'm
yeah.
bad at geography. But like you wouldn't necessarily see that kind of mountain line that you're talking about spreading across two continents. You'd see it maybe across one, but two is definitely a stretch.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it'll look better in the future. It looks kind of like roughish and bare, like very interface right now, but like Essentially, I might need to bring this down. This also kind of bothers me a little bit. I might be overdoing with the mountains. You're for sure right. I'm just kind of, and I can erase them. That's usually what I do. So now, like, kind of like this, and you kind of go like that. You see?
Yeah, I think like.
And then,
like maybe bring that. See where you just deleted there. Oh, actually no. That little bit. That's fine. I'd say that's like that looks.
like that.
Yeah, pretty good. And then maybe have like because obviously this is going to be like foresty as well. I'm guessing like in between the mountains, maybe possibly. I mean,
yeah. I said this a few times, so I'm sorry for everyone. I've said this like probably a billion times. But we're dealing with mountains, so it's gonna come up. When mountains are formed, on one side it'll be very lush, and on the other side it will be desert.
Yeah.
Or barren lands. So for this, the eastern side of this gets a very lush grasslands, and I'll have to make this look more barren. And this will be a very barren land. And that's why I was kind of using this as a test over here to see what kind of some barren grasslands will look like.
Okay. Yeah, I think like maybe extend. Like I feel like you can use that as like the extended mountain line, if that makes sense. If you want to bring it up to that point where you were showing before, I feel like doing it in like not having it as mountains but having it as something else would do that. But I feel like it's stream with them. I don't know. I'm shit at this stuff, so.
Hey man, no one's built a world before, so I mean there's no really like hard rules of, there is reason a little bit for how geography works, but it's also for a fantasy world, so at the end of the day most people are gonna give you a lot of slack for just wanting to. There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna start working on somewhere else. So I'm gonna start working up here just so I can jump around a little bit and figure out what I want to do. And we'll do trees and forests and all that later.
Cool.
Okay. Land brushes. Okay.
All right, Trent, I'm going to leave you to it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'll see you later.
Yep. Au revoir. Good luck.
Au revoir. There we go. Yeah, nice. Just want to kind of. This is going to be a nice rocky area for sure. And we're gonna then, over top of this, we're just gonna have a nice base here. Like this one a lot. I wish I could favorite things though. That's really wish I could do. Is favorite like everything. A brush. Yeah, okay. So, ooh, that the spray paint's good to, like, put it over. Okay, good to know, good to know. Okay, so we're definitely gonna still be on grasslands. For the most part, not too many hills around here. Pretty flat. We're still gonna have some rich forest here. Oh, they did actually do forest and grass separate. Okay. So we're gonna have a lot of grass and not much forest. We're probably gonna have like I don't know if I like that. Don't know. I really want like a. You know what? I'm gonna go with this. That's. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's coastal. Okay, and then what you do is do like this, and there we go. Now we're just gonna all scale it out, and then slowly just apply it here. Until we're looking like it actually looks pretty. Like an actual area. It's pretty good. I'm liking that. Liking the. And you know there's not going to be anything growing really on that near the too much near the cliff side, so you can kind of get rid of it. You can put the opacity a lot higher too. You can. It's a little too high there. There we go, and I'm one, then I'll. There we go. Do these nice lines, because you know that's where most of the good grass is going to be around here. It's going to spiral outwards. And then we can kind of build around it there again. And we're gonna put this like way down, and then we're gonna, there we go. That doesn't look too bad. Admittedly, I'm okay with that. It's a little iffy looking, but that's fine. We're gonna have to. We have to play with that just a little more. And it's gotta play with it until I don't. If it's because it's a little yellowy. And I want to get more of a dull green. That's if I try just the light green there. Some of the farmland here stuff. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now I'm gonna put it down to like 1 and then just do one nice little. Just add a little greenness to it, just a tinge. There we go. And we're gonna have to like lighten this up, obviously. And you could even do like this. There we go. Just like lighten that up a little bit. Boom, bada, bang. And then. And then we'll do a little bit of mountains in there, could do some rocks. Got a lot of options we could do, honestly. I expect you to die. Oh man. There we go. Just had to take a few drinks of water there, guys. I guess I can just do my snow and ice, can't I? Oh, that's gonna be fun. As well as throw that in there. Okay, I'm just gonna, real quick, I'm just gonna start working on this. Sons and daughters. Future. Mist. This together. Together. The thing I like about doing coastlines is it's almost more beneficial to not take your time with them and to just make it, like, you know, take a little bit of time, but then just smooth it out. And then he's kind of have a nice looking coastline, but making little mistakes as well. There we go. This will probably be a desert. Oh, yeah, I'm probably just gonna do, I think I'm gonna do desert over here, probably. Sand, rocks. Some of that, some rocks. Do I have some nice desert? No, it's gonna. This is gonna be a desert area probably. And this would be getting like to dirt and rock. Rocks and then snow. Or it could just be ice. Technically, it could just be ice. It could just be rock too. Fuck me. Never mind. Just, I always forget how it's like crazy it topples off. It's just fucking pure snow, dude. Just snow down there. There. So now we used to have that. And then that would turn into like rocks and stuff. I'll just put that in there. That's kind of what we're at right now. Wow, that looks so cool. I was gone a few in school, but I'm back for now. Yeah, man, it doesn't take long to just add a little bit. Every little bit counts, man. Thanks for coming back. Hope you're enjoying school. There we go. And now we're I'm gonna add, what we're kind of feeling here, grassland, I'm feeling, not any farms here for sure. Little red tinge to it, makes it look a little more. Oh, too much red. Too much red. Over with. There we go. Oh, I see. Cold rocks. Okay, nature, stone, rocks. Oh, I see how you. Okay, there we go. What were we looking for? Some dry grass. Oh, whoops. Hate when I do that. That looks ugly there, but we'll get on that. It's kinda. There you go. Looks a little better. He's gotta have to bring it up there a little bit. Question is, and I think what I'll do is, yeah, and then there we go, and then there can just be a land bridge there. Kind of makes it so that. You know what? Do I need that? And, you know, I kind of like having the cool land bridge there. Fuck you. Fuck you, geography. I'm doing it anyways. So now that's a so. We're definitely gonna do forests up here. So. And then we'll start mixing colors. That's kind of basically what we're at the point now, is just mixing a lot of colors together and then just make it look better. Okay. Okay. See, it looks pretty ugly when you actually look at it from like super far out. When you actually zoom in, it's like, oh, okay, that's actually not that bad. Like this, obviously those are rough lines there, but this is, like, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna take a 5-second little break here. I'm just gonna use the restroom and get a snack, and I'll be right back, guys. wacky, wacky. Continuing on. So yes, we're gonna do. And then we're gonna have some nice dry. And this will be kind of. Doesn't that look like a kid? Oh man, that's perfect. That's awesome. Look at that. Isn't that just some perfect grasslands, boys and girls? Like, oh shit, that's awesome. That's so on point. I'm actually just gonna put this all over here because it's just gonna make everything form really well. Even if they get rid of the dirt here. Dirt can even stay in a bit here, actually. There we go. Just looks weird. That little dirt lines. Make sure those lines stay away a little bit. And what you do sometimes you want to merge the two things together, just line it up a bit. There you go, line it up. There you go. Okay. So we wanna go back to like these there we go. There we go. And then land there and just go back and run over it. Run over it a bit, right? Just run over it a bit. Okay, well, I'm just gonna destroy that, I guess. Oh man, okay. Sorry guys, I've been quiet for a little bit here. I've just been very concentrated on kind of getting my grasslands here set up the way I wanted them to. What am I even using right now? 'Cause I love it. Okay, there we go. Oh boy. Oh boy, that's actually starting to come together, guys. I'm actually really liking that. We're gonna have to work with my force a little bit, I think, but that's another task for another day. I think it's more just like this over here, isn't it? I'm adding a little bit of that. Yeah, it looks a little better, I think. Adding a little bit of color in there. Either or, but that's kind of where we're at today, guys. It has been close to 2 hours now. There's any guys, I guess you guys or anyone's around here by any chance, and you guys want to send a map, please. I think this would be a cool time for me just to look at other people's maps. If you have any maps that you'd like to share, I would love to see them. If you don't have them now, please PM them to me at some point in the future. It's always cool. I would always love to look at maps. Be good or bad, doesn't matter to me. I would love to see them, guys. So, thanks for all coming. Today was a really good stream, guys. So, thank you guys for that, and I'll see you guys probably next time. I'll be doing this again soon, so be ready for more. But yeah, that's it. I guess that's really just it, guys. Just be ready for more. Be ready for more D&D map making, guys. I'll be doing this real soon. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. My name's Awkward Trent. I've been using Wonder Draft for anyone that's wondering. Wonder Draft is a very cheap, very good program. I can't recommend it enough. Everyone have a good night, and I'll see you all.